What's up, traders? This is Hugh. In this video, I'm going to show you why I switched from MetaTrader 4 to TradingView. Now, you might think this is not a good idea because MetaTrader 4 is free, of course, and it's a great platform. It's a great charting platform. So why would I switch? There are basically 5 reasons. First, TradingView is platform independent. So I can get all these great charts in a browser. So I can log in on a Windows machine, a Mac, a Linux box, or whatever, and get the same charts that I would like with MetaTrader without all the installation hassles. Number 2, the charts are solid. The primary reason that I haven't used browser-based charts before is because the charts are kind of wanky. You know, it's like you go to scroll in or something, or you go to change a color and it doesn't change, and it's just a big mess, and it's a headache that we don't need, right? So, but TradingView has finally figured it out. They've figured out how to make great browser-based charts that are easy to use. So let's take a look at it real quick. Let's zoom in on this one. And for example, it's easy to go back and forth, easy to zoom in and out, and you can go back quite a ways. And it's just scrolling, with your mouse. So it makes it really easy. So that's the second reason. Solid charting. The third reason is you can do multi-timeframe analysis really quickly. So here's one of my primary templates that I use. As you can see, I have the daily, 4-hour, weekly, and 1-hour charts up at the same time. And this makes it super simple to be able to flip through the charts and see the context of the trade that you're trying to take. For example, if I take a trade on the 4-hour chart, I want to be able to see what's on the 1-hour chart, one time frame lower, and then on the daily chart, one time frame higher. And then the weekly chart is good to have because that gives you a little bit of context as to what the longer term trend might be, right? So what also makes it easy is that you can create a list like this, like a watch list. I have a Forex watch list, and then you can start at the top, and then you can even hide this list, and then just hit the down arrow, and it'll go to the next pair on your list. So you have all this screen real estate, and it makes it super easy to just flip through each currency pair and get all the time frames. On MetaTrader, you could create a matrix like this of 4 charts, but then you would have to change each one individually, and that's such a pain. And it took me probably 2 or 3 times longer to check the charts on MetaTrader than it does with TradingView, just because of this multi-time frame capability. So that's number 3. Number 4 is access to other markets. So with MetaTrader, it's very broker based, right? So if the broker provides quotes for the S&P 500 or for oil or gold or whatever, then you can get that inside of MetaTrader. But if not, then you're kind of screwed. But with TradingView, you can also set up a list for this, as I have here. So I set up markets, and then now I can get stuff like Bitcoin, the Dow, S&P, the Russell 2000, gold, etc., etc. So to do that, to look at these markets, I usually go to this one template that I have here. And then I go to my markets list. And that makes it easy to see things like, okay, wow, Bitcoin's really taking off. And then you can go to the Dow, S&P, and same thing, just hit the down arrow on your keyboard, and you can just easily scroll through all of these markets. So that's another thing that makes it super easy. And finally, TradingView has some great features that I haven't seen on other platforms. For example, I really like their long and short position markers. So for example, if you wanted to mark off a short position, you could put it here. Let's say that this was your open, and then you put a stop maybe up here, and then your take profit was down here. So TradingView will show you the risk to reward ratio. It'll show you the stop, how far your stop is, how far your profit target is, and it makes it super easy to visualize your trade. And you can just leave this up for however long you want to see what the result of your trade would have been. You can also take a snapshot and download the image, and you can also publish the idea to the TradingView community. So even though I have to pay for TradingView now, I think it's well worth the price, and I'm happy to pay it. I think it's better than the alternative, which is MetaTrader 4, which is still a great platform, but you have to go through the process of installing it. And even if you do something like a Dropbox sync, which I talk about in one of my blog posts, it's still a little bit of a hassle because you can't have it open on two computers at once, et cetera, et cetera. So I believe that TradingView right now is the best charting platform out there. The only downside to TradingView is that their Pine programming language isn't quite there yet, so it's not as good as MQL. And that's the reason why I still use MetaTrader on a VPS to send indicator alerts. But once Pine gets up to speed, then I'm going to drop MetaTrader completely. So that's my review of TradingView. This is something that works for me. I'm not saying that it works for everybody, but those are the reasons why I like it so much. And if you've been frustrated with MetaTrader like I have been, then this might be a great alternative. All right, hope that helps, and thanks for watching.